You know, every now and then someone will ask me something like, "What the hell is your avatar supposed to be?" Or, "Why is it so ugly?" Or, "Why do you have such an ugly, weird avatar?" Well, back when I first changed it to this thing, I did it with the assumption that basically everyone who looked at it would immediately get the reference, but now we're over a decade removed from that context, so I guess it's worth explaining. It all started back in 2005 when adult film star Next Door Nikki posted a photo shoot which contained this image. Eventually this would come to the attention of users of the Something Awful forums and they became utterly fixated on this strange looking stuffed frog. I honestly couldn't tell you just how many photoshops and memes and edits of this damn frog there were, but one that particularly captivated the SA goons was the short little animation of the frog saying, "Get out." And with that, it had transcended mere meme status to become part of the lexicon of the forums, as frog-related emoticons became some of the most widely used on the site. However, there was one particular edit that also happened to take on a life of its own. This dog edit of the frog also became a fairly popular meme on the boards, particularly with this extremely smug version. This smug dog would become associated with the phrase "deal with it" and a pair of sunglasses falling down over its eyes. In 2008, I was in the middle of my playthrough of Sonic 3 for the Something Awful Let's Play subforum. A user named Rurilu, who I knew from his subtitled Banjo LPs, posted a Sonic edit of the dog edit of the Get Out frog in my thread, and I thought it was pretty funny, so I saved the picture. A little while later, I was editing my Carnival Night Zone video, and I just decided to use the Sonic dog as a transition screen, just as a quick gag. Now, this wasn't intentional, but it just so happened to be placed in a way that YouTube selected that image as the thumbnail for the video. This was back before you could upload custom thumbnails, by the way. Anyways, back then you could also choose one of your video thumbnails to be your profile picture, so I selected this one as I didn't have an avatar on YouTube yet because I just didn't really care about the site that much, to be honest. At the time, my primary host was Vidler and my secondary host was GameV. YouTube was just my tertiary backup host. Yeah, back then we considered YouTube a pretty shitty site to upload your videos on. The compression was dog shit and it had this annoying 11-minute time limit on videos, so most of my LP videos had to be split up into 2 or sometimes even 3 parts. But even back then we knew that because Google had bought it would probably be around forever, so it was seen as a safe backup site. Considering Vidler doesn't even host video content anymore, and I doubt you've ever even heard of GameV, it was definitely the right call. I mean, personally, I'm still a little butthurt they didn't even attempt to merge Google Video's content into YouTube. I mean, how hard could it have been? Although maybe I should just be thankful that plenty of super shitty early CyberShell videos were purged from the internet. So yeah, that's pretty much the story of why I have that avatar. It's just a Sonic edit of the Deal With It dog, which is an edit of the Get Out frog, which is an ancient Something Awful forum emote based on a funny looking stuffed animal from an adult photo shoot. The fact it's based on a forum emoticon is also the reason it just sort of cuts off at the bottom like that, which I know looks super shitty, but I don't care. The fact it was originally just a transition screen is also why it has a black background, even though I think technically the dark blue would stand out better against a lighter color, but whatever. What am I gonna do? Change it now after a fucking decade of being the same? That would just feel weird. But yeah, it's not like I looked at this weird Sonic dog frog thing and immediately said, yes, that's me. I'm going to use this picture as my online representation. I just made a meme pic my YouTube icon as a joke, and then I just kind of forgot about it for nearly a decade. It's not like I used this icon as my avatar on any of the other sites I was posting on at the time. But eventually I came back to YouTube and realized, oh, I guess this little guy is me now. And you know what? I'm fine with that, even though I didn't originally intend it. I'm more than happy to have this weird little Sonic goblin thing represent me. It's really grown on me over the years, and you guys seem to like it too, so it's not going anywhere. I wish I had an interesting story about where my username came from, but CyberShell is just the dumb name I came up with when I was signing up for a GameFAQs account back in 2001. Well, originally there was a 13 on the end, but after many years of concerted effort, I was finally able to drop it. Although you can still find it in a few places if you know where to look. Trust me guys, having numbers in your username used to be cool, I promise. But if you want to hear another mystery, here's a little personal mystery that had been bugging me for ages, and I'm not sure when a more appropriate time to talk about it is going to come along. So throughout the years, I have occasionally decided to vanity search my own username on Google. Don't worry, it wasn't for boosting my ego. I only did it so I could find people saying mean things about me so I could feel bad. Anyways, occasionally when checking the Google image results from my username, sometimes this weird thing would come up. What the hell is it? For a long time, I could only find super shitty low-res screenshots and photographs. Apparently, it's some kind of Russian educational computer toy for kids aged 4 to 10, which is also called a CyberShell. But I couldn't find many concrete details about the thing online. So for years, I just sort of accepted that I wasn't really going to understand exactly what this weird thing is, but every once in a while I would see it again and it would intrigue me and inspire me to do a little bit of research into it. Recently, thanks to a couple Russian YouTubers, I was able to find actual videos of this console in action. I don't know why, but finally getting to see actual footage of this thing was kind of a surreal moment. For the longest time, this thing only existed to me in the form of shitty low-res pics off of foreign websites. It also made me kind of want to track down one myself to get my hands on it, but apparently they're pretty rare. Damn, look at that CS logo. Wish I thought of that. Guess I'm the cyber-dumb CyberShell. So yeah, this is just an educational device with its own little custom software. There's nothing too special about it, but a few things caught my attention. For starters, there's this little CyberShell logo dude. Apparently his name is Cyber.
Привет, меня зовут Cyber. Я помогу тебе познакомиться с нашим компьютером.
He explains the menu and shows up in a few of the minigames too, including this one that seems to have some sort of bootleg worms. Most of the built-in programs are your standard fare, really. You got your typical sliding picture puzzles, your typing practice games, your geography quizzes, your name the animal questions, your coloring program, your Russian crosswords, and your typical alphabet baby bullshit. Actually, a few of the programs on here are aimed at teaching kids English. There's also a number of different math games, like this one where you have to point and aim a ray gun. You can also do some other basic stuff like change the background. But what really cracked me up is the first song that plays when you go to the sound test. Take a listen. I have no idea why the X-Files theme is included on this Russian educational children's toy, but I love it. It also plays during the background of some of the little mini-games. Something else that caught my attention was that certain games here use some very familiar sound effects.
О, Соник!
So here's the really funny part. The Russian device called the CyberShell is actually a Sega Mega Drive clone. Yes, this thing can actually play Mega Drive cartridges. This is Sonic the Hedgehog running on a CyberShell. What I was showing you earlier was actually just footage of the CyberShell cartridge you can see here. By the way, can we just take a moment to appreciate this Russian copy of Sonic 3? Absolutely incredible. So what exactly is this thing? Is it just a bootleg device? Well, not exactly. According to Sega Retro, CyberToy is a division of BS Comp Ltd, officially responsible for the distribution of at-games products in Russia, which in turn are endorsed by Sega. So this thing was sort of, kind of official, in the same way that those Genesis emulation things preloaded with ROMs are, in the sense they aren't illegal or whatever. Apparently this thing was actually somewhat successful, at least successful enough to have clones made of it. That's right, there are actual CyberShell knockoff devices out there. I mean, honestly, I do think this thing is kind of cool. How often do you see a Sega Genesis with a built-in keyboard? Anyways, I know this video was somewhat inane and masturbatory, but I'm just trying out making some shorter videos between my longer projects. Let me know what you guys thought about it. And if you're some Russian guy out there who has fond memories of growing up with a CyberShell, please tell me all about it in the comments. Also, if you can help me get my hands on one of these things, hit me up for real. And of course, I can't forget to thank my wonderful patrons.